I remember the first time I heard trot music, and it was very surprising to me.
Yeah.
I never heard anything like this before.
And now?
임영웅.
봉주 최정화의 랑데부입니다. 오늘은 제가 누구랑 함께 하는 줄 알아요? 제프 벤자민이랑 같이 하는데요. 정말 2019년부터 우리가 알게 됐으니까 꽤 오래됐는데요. 제프, can you introduce yourself? 소개해 주세요.
Of course. 안녕하세요. 제프 벤자민입니다. 음악 컬럼니스트입니다.
오늘 우리 제프가 굉장히 바쁜데 이렇게 시간을 내줘서 너무 고맙고요. 우선 제프는 어떻게 음악을 이렇게 많이 듣고 알게 됐는지 또 어떻게 음악 컬럼니스트가 되는지 궁금하거든요.
Well, I always credit my mom as the reason I got into music and my strong background in music because she was a musician herself. She went to school for music and I just remember always growing up with a lot of music in the house. So I think I always grew up with this idea that music could come from anywhere and music was great no matter what language it was in. But I became a music critic because in college I thought I wanted to do music business, but I wasn't enjoying the business part. My grades weren't good, but I started an internship at Billboard and I was more happier, more inspired than ever. And I said, I need to change my major. So I went into music and journalism and since then been writing about music from all over the world for over 10 years now.
Wow, already over 10 years.
I know,
Wow.
I can't believe it.
I cannot believe that. 아, 그리고 제가 궁금한 게 언제부터 K-팝에 대해서 관심이 생겼는지 그리고 왜 K-팝에 대해서 관심이 생겼는지도 설명해 줄래요?
It's a great question because it's not like I could import CDs from Korea when I was young. It really was thanks to YouTube and digital platforms that I was even having the chance to find K-pop. And it was also a lot of writers and music critics whose music taste that I love and I respected. They were getting very excited about K-pop too. So I remember reading this one article. The writer was very, very interested in this one girl group and this one song. And I thought, oh, this sounds just like the music I want to listen to. So I checked it out and naturally I wanted to learn more about the group. I wanted to see the music video, live performances, know more about the members, found out about their upcoming music. It was very easy. K-pop made it very easy to become a fan of the music. So I got into it very quickly since then and just continued to be such a fan of the music. Again, because I think it was just so easy for me to find it thanks to technology.
처음 K-뮤직에 관심을 가졌을 때 어떤 K-팝 스타에 대해서 관심을 갖게 됐는지 좀 설명해 줄래요?
Oh yeah, well the K-pop stars that really got me interested, the one that the writer that I was following was writing about, their name was After School. They were a girl group, a very, very, in my opinion, special girl group. Their music was very, very good, but they're also really, really performance-based. They did some amazing performances, tap dancing, cane dance, drumline, pole dancing. They did all kinds of styles and music, and I thought, this is unlike anything I've ever seen, you know, in America for such a long time. So that really got me interested, I think, in just the high quality performances and the high quality art of K-pop. So naturally these days I'm a really big fan of, you know, BTS of course, and the members' solo projects. I know you're a big fan of Jungkook as well, whose song just has been released and it was a really great song.
제프는 그 음악 칼럼니스트로서 이렇게 활동하면서 물론 챌린지, 어려움도 있었을 것 같고 또 굉장히 뿌듯하고 좋았던 일이 있었을 것 같은데요. 얘기 좀 해주실까요?
You know, naturally, I think I'm a positive person, but I really do value honesty, and I always want to be honest and true in my work. And I think sometimes if an artist, I feel, I know they can do better, or I don't think they're going to their full potential. Sometimes, you have to write a more harsh review or maybe a less positive review. And sometimes I feel a little bad about
Yeah.
that, a little guilty, and it's not by any sort of being malicious or trying to be negative. It's seeing so much how strong the artist can be and what they can reach as a true artist. So I just always want everyone to do their best, be their best, and I always want to be encouraging in that way.
Okay.
But I think that's also kind of part of the most rewarding part too, is when you have an artist who's doing something that I think is a true expression of them, or truly what they're meant to do on this earth, getting to speak with them, talk with them, have the connection to connect through music. There's just nothing better than that, in my opinion. So.
해외에서 알려진 그 K-pop 스타들을 보면 대부분 그룹이잖아요. 그래서 좀 궁금한 거는 그 솔로 K-싱어들에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하는지요?
Naturally, I think there's a lot of amazing solo singers, and especially whether they come from a group and they are showcasing themselves for the first time as a soloist, or if they're soloists themselves. The thing that I'm most drawn to is just how can an artist express themselves in their truest form. So artists like IU,
IU.
or Yunha, I see these artists, something about their voice. It's just this voice that it doesn't need other people behind them. It doesn't need a group. It truly stands on its own. And I think that's like a true artist, a true vocalist, but also their messages always come really, really strong too.
Okay, and the voice and message together,
The
very
best.
harmonious way.
Yes, it needs to be. Otherwise, why be a soloist? If it needs to be your true vocal expression, your true message.
제가 개인적으로 굉장히 싸이를 좋아하는데요. 싸이하고 그쵸? 슈가가 작년에 That 그쵸? 그거 발표했을 때 제프가 인터뷰한 걸로 알고 있는데요. 그때 어땠어요? 얘기 좀 해줄래요? 네.
Oh yeah, well, Sai, who is your friend,
and
our
also
friend.
your friend. Yeah.
He always gives me really great interviews, really great time. I'm really thankful to him, and especially when that song came out with Suga. He was, very honest and very open, and I loved that he could talk about Suga, just also as the artist and human that Suga is. Suga's a member of BTS. BTS, of course, naturally got #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, signed #2. And, he's not bitter. He's always cheering for all the artists and always wants to, see everyone do well and continue well. So he told me some great stories about how Suga really loves 90s hip-hop music, and that was the thing that actually made them bond the most, was just talking about music. And I think that's a true musician, when you can just speak and connect with someone just about the things that you love. That's a really strong
So there's a strong connection between Suga and Psy.
Yeah, and it was so fun to see Suga, he's a little more of the serious member,
that's true.
on camera or in his music. He's a little more aggressive, a little more, has a dark side. But in the music video, he's so fun. He's dancing, doing comedy with Psy. It was so enjoyable and so fun. And I remember even Psy was a little worried about the collaboration. He said, we need to keep it a secret, because I think he really cares about his music too, and he wanted this comeback to be like the best comeback. So
we can feel his passion from his bottom of the heart.
Of course, Psy is only Psy.
제프는 그 한국 그 싱어나 그룹이나 그 아티스트에 대해서 그 앞으로 어떻게 될 것인가에 대해서 참 예측하는 걸 잘하는 것 같은데 어떤 능력을 갖고 있어야지 그렇게 can you predict the future of that artist?
I think we actually need to look to the past first, because when you think about the greatest artists of all time, artists who have reached global fans around the world, who stand the test of time, we think of them not just for their music, but for their image, their performance, how they speak, what they stand for, their viewpoint. There are so many elements that I think make a great artist that go beyond just having a hit song or a good song or things like that. I think if an artist truly stands for something that is special, they stand for something unique, they show the world something they haven't seen before, I think no matter if you're a K-pop act, pop act, rock act, hip-hop, whatever it might be, that's what truly I think makes a great artist. So it's tricky to always say, but personally, I'm always drawn to an artist who has a story to tell beyond their music, and hopefully their music enhances their story and makes me want to ask more questions about them.
Okay, me too. I totally agree with you.
Yes,
yeah.
okay, good.
Story is very, very important.
Exactly, especially as a journalist, I feel like I'm also a storyteller.
굉장히 많은 노래를 들으면서 지금 10년 동안 이렇게 활동을 했는데요. 가장 그 터칭하고 그 감동을 줬던 거는 어떤 건지 좀 설명해 줄래요?
Actually, no one's ever asked me this question.
Oh, really?
So,
I'm the first one who asked the
yeah.
question.
There is a song. It's called Cruise.
Cruise.
It's a song by Christina Aguilera, who is my favorite vocalist of all time. And it's a song about, it's a very simple song on its bit. It's just piano, her voice, little guitar at the end. I think it's a message that even the first time I heard the song, I was like 13 or 12 years old. It's from an album from 2002.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really think too much about it when I first heard it because it does sound like a very simple song. But what moved me were the lyrics and the simplicity of the song the more I heard it, and how much it touched me about, you know, the chorus is very simple. It's about, I'm leaving today, I'm living it, I'm leaving it to change. And it's about, I think, moving yourself always to a better place, to, you know, never getting too comfortable or, you know, thinking that you're stuck in a situation. I think we can always be better as people. We can always do better. We can always find a happier way or find more things that make us more joyful. So that's the song that I think, it's a song I listen to. It's the first song I listen to every day of the new year. Just to remind myself, we can make this year.
Please share with me that.
I will. I will.
Please,
And please, everyone, please listen to "Cruise" by Christina Aguilera.
계속 이제 이렇게 음악을 듣다 보면은 사람마다 그 테이스트 취향이라는 게 자꾸 변하잖아요. 그 어떤 변화가 있었는지, 그리고 그런 변화는 또 컬럼니스트로서의 활동에 어떤 그 임팩트를 줬는지.
It's funny because on one hand, I think my taste has always tried to be very wide, very variety, because, you know, I always grew up with the idea that music could be beautiful no matter where it came from, what genre, things like this. But I think as I've grown, I think I've come to try to understand things that even if I don't think it's beautiful or it sounds or it's as pleasing to my ears as maybe a piano, you know, or an orchestra song maybe, I'll try to find something positive or beautiful in it. For example, I wasn't a big fan of country music growing up, but country music I found to love in different ways. Or I remember the first time I heard trot music, and it was very surprising to me. I never heard anything like this before.
And now
there are some trot singers that I'm a fan of, like
for example,
Lim
Young-wook.
Yes.
His voice is
beautiful.
The color of his voice.
Yes. And we put him actually we put him as one of the best K-pop albums of 2022 last year. And I got so many nice messages from his fans who were so excited about this, and I thought, this is amazing. You know,
you are doing so many things for Korean singers. I really appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, come on. No,
really?
It's the artists have earned it, you know.
Even though you don't understand the words, you can feel.
That's the thing, is that, and that's what I think, you know, is like, if you are moved by someone's voice or someone's music or instruments, you always can look up, translations or ask the artists themselves to explain it, or ask someone who understands things. Like there are a lot of Korean concepts that I still am learning about. Like the concept of Han is very unique, I think, to Korea. But one artist, for example, the name is G-Idol, a girl group, they released a song called Han, and I tried to learn about it as a result. So.
Oh, please feel the heart of Korean people, okay?
Yes, I will try my best.
Yeah, why not?
Yes.
Yeah. 제가 생각하기에는 음악의 힘이 파워풀 뮤직 꼭 이렇게 뭔가 세상을 변화하거나 사람한테 큰 영향을 주기 때문에 제프는 어떤 생각을 하고 있는지요?
It's a big question. But today actually I was in a cafe and there was a lot of artwork and I was looking at it and I saw this quote and it said, "Art cannot change events, but art can change people." And I thought, bad things happen, good things happen, the weather happens, but we can't change those events. Music cannot change these events, but it can change people. Art can change people. And it can comfort us, it can welcome us, it can heal us, it can make us feel better. And that's really, really powerful.
요새는 하도 이 과학기술이 발전되다 보니까 AI라든가 VR 같은 이런 테크놀로지가 음악에 어떤 영향을 미치는지 제프의 생각이 좀 궁금해요.
Oh, well, yeah,
yeah.
A lot is happening these days,
these
right?
days, non-stop, continuously.
Non-stop, so many exciting advances, right? But also, I think, especially for artists, they might get a little nervous by when they hear things like VR and AI, and it almost makes you feel like maybe you could be replaced by
those,
technology. But actually, something I was really, really inspired by was, well, his name is Lee Hyun from the vocal group. Their name was 8, and they're under Hybe, Big Hit Entertainment. Lee Hyun is under Hybe now, and actually he started this new project recently. It's called. He took on a whole new artist name. It's called Midnight. And which I believe is the Swedish word for midnight, but also in Korean means bare face.
midnight.
Yeah. So it has a clever meaning. It's almost like refreshed. But it was really interesting because he recorded his vocals in 5 or 6 different languages. It was he recorded this same song, in English, Korean, Spanish, Vietnamese, Chinese, and Japanese. And he's not, he's Korean, he's not a native speaker of those other languages, but Hybe created and developed this technology that helps him sound more natural, more like a natural native speaker. And I sat down with him for an interview, and it was a really, big honor because he's a very, he has a very long career, very great vocalist. But he said, I wanted to reach more fans. I wanted to see more people. I'm not from the same generation as BTS or Tomorrow by Together. And he wanted, this was almost his chance to reach more fans and more people. And I thought that is a really human way to use AI technology. The artificial intelligence was helping his voice, shaping it. Actually, there's one part where his voice becomes a female voice. So it's very, very interesting what AI can do. And I think if we think about creative ways of using AI, VR, these kind of things, it won't be so scary. It won't be so intimidating. I think we should always look for the human element in things.
Of course, and then they can help.
Exactly. It was almost like Lee Hyun was enhanced by AI.
Great, a very good example there.
Yes, all credit to him. He explained it to me. But once I heard it, I thought the interview was just going to explain his song, and that's it. Once I heard it, I said, I have to change the article. The article is about the human, using AI for human and artistic side, not just, look at this fancy, technology, things like that. So, I'm still a little, curious about where the future goes with VR and AI, but it gave that situation and that interview gave me a lot of hope. And you can read it on Billboard if you want it.
와우, 야. 그리고 늘 내가 제프를 인터뷰하면은 묻고 싶은 게 있었는데, 나 같은 경우는 꿈이 자꾸 바뀌거든요. 제프는 next dream이 뭔지 우리 시청자들한테 얘기 좀 해줄래요?
Oh, my next dream.
Yes.
Well, I think it's wonderful to sit down and tell you guys, great stories about meeting with artists, and I love telling stories, but I think maybe my next dream is I just want to share more of these things because even like sitting down with Sai, I love watching him speak. I love hearing him speak. I love just even the way that we get to interact and be friendly with each other. So maybe I should start a YouTube channel. I might need some tips or things like this. Maybe start a video series or something. I think I really want to show not only more of the process and things like this, but also showcase, this really human side of the artist, because there's so many good moments. So I want to always write, I want to always keep being a good journalist and a good critic, but I think I want to just show more of myself and more of the artist. So I might hit you up for some tips if I do it.
Please contact me. Okay, 제프한테 마지막으로 묻고 싶은 거는 특히 K-팝의 앞으로의 미래가 어떤지 어떻게 예측하고 있는지 얘기 좀 해줄래요?
I think the future is, because at this point, K-pop is, it's made its impact, especially in America. There are so many great opportunities for K-pop artists, whether it is working with a US label or US publicist or having a tour. So these days, I think everyone should look for their unique path and their unique journey to make it in America. I think we're gonna see more partnerships happening, better partnerships. It's very exciting to me that K-pop albums are finally in US stores. I can go to, Target or Walmart and pick up a K-pop album, which is I never expected it, to be honest. I really want to encourage not just everyone to not feel like you have to copy someone, make your own path, and even if it's scary, I think that's the most worth it. Because even meeting you, you are like no one I've ever met before. But I think that's why you have so much success and such a happy and joyful life. I told you I showed my friend this channel, and he said, "I've never seen this before."
Thank you for promoting my YouTube channel.
Anytime, my pleasure.
제프 벤자민 정말 제가 좋아하고 저보다 나이는 한참 어리지만 또 그 본인 활동에 대해서 열심히 하는 거에 대해서는 정말 제가 존경하는 마음도 갖고 있고요. 또 이번에 한국에 와서 정말 여러 가지 그 K-팝이라든가 음악이라든가 자신의 활동이라든가 또 앞으로의 꿈에 대해서 많은 얘기를 해주셨는데요. 정말 감사하고요. 또 특히 우리 K-팝을 세계에 알리는 그 빌보드 컬럼니스트로의 활동이 K-팝을 세계화되는데 큰 일조를 했기 때문에 다시 한번 감사를 드리고요. 우리 곧 또 다음에 만나요. 네.
Yep.
아비엔토.